Hey there, welcome to my channel. This is review of game 2 for the Discord Wingspan Tournament final. If you haven't seen the game 1, you can check out the video on my channel. But basically what happened was our final ended up with a draw. So we had to rematch. So this is the second game that we play. And I thought this is a good game to review because my starting hand was less than ideal to play. You'll see in a minute. So I thought this would be an opportunity for us to talk about strategy on how to play with bad starting hands. And if you just look at the goals here, 3 of the end of round goals have to do with nest types, 3 different nest types. So again, bird with star nest would be very, very valuable in this game. Birds in the tray, not that great. I just don't think there will be pickup at the beginning of the games. So let's look at my hand here. Just look at those 3 birds. They each take double of the same food type. So those are birds that you just cannot play right away. And they don't really have great brown power either. And we look at the bonus card, we have Platform Builder and Visionary Leader. I almost never play the Visionary Leader. It's just not my playstyle. I don't usually end up with extra cards in my hand at the end of the game. Unless it's a multiplayer game where other players are giving out free cards. But still, I think I never picked that bonus card um, in this game. Again, if we look at the powers here, the duck, you can tuck 2 cards by discarding 1 grain, but you have to find a way to get the grain. And for the hawk, the hunting power is not the best hunting power. Um, and the bluebird allow you to play another bird, but that's not going to be helpful in this game, and it's kind of expensive. So the only bird that really stood out to me is the willet. It's only 1 food, and you get 4 points. Really don't care about the hunting powers. Um, but yeah, that's just generally the way I prefer to start. Cheap bird to fill up the first 2 columns so that you can get better actions. So yeah, here I was thinking, play the bluebird and the hawk, but then I realized I need 1 egg to play 2 birds at the beginning, and that's not gonna happen. So now I'm thinking the willet is a must pick. The next appealing bird would be the pelican. Um, you gain 3 fish after you play it, but here's the thing: there's no fish in the bird feeder. So, but technically, if I play the pelican, I gain 3 fishes, and I can use one of them to play the willet, and I will still have 2 leftover fishes. So that's not the worst. Also, I guess playing birds in the wetland for round 1 is good because of the goal. You need eggs in wetland, even though they each only have 2 spots. That's not a lot. And another thing about two-player games is that the bird feeder just doesn't get turned over that quickly. Since there are only two players and each of us can only pick up one food at the beginning of the game, so it's hard to count on fish coming up anytime soon for me to pick up. Especially there's 4 different types of food in the tray right now. So I think my best options here is to pay 3 food to play the pelican. So the fish, the grain, and the grub. And then I gain 3 fishes back, and then use one of them to play Willet, and I still have 2 more fishes. That's what I was thinking. My opponent gained food. They really needed that 1 food. Usually means they were gonna play a bird that cost 3 food, maybe. So I was thinking, should I play the Willet first and then play the pelican later down the road? But as I say, the fish is not gonna come up anytime soon in the bird feeder, so it's kind of risky. So I went with my original plan, commit 3 foods to play the pelican and gain 3 fishes back. Alright, let's see. The gross beak. Yep, that's a big bird. 3 food. That's also not really my playstyle to play an expensive bird in the forest. But I get it. It's expensive. The upfront cost is expensive, but you get food. You get the food back every time you pick up gain food through the forest. So it kind of pays for itself. And it is 6 points. So you gain either a grain or a cherry, and yep, you have those in the bird feeder. So I would say that's not a bad play. Yep, gain food, so we got grub and grain. Play my Willet here. So what I'm really hoping to draw next, definitely a cheap bird that I can play in the forest. That's the ideal case here. Alright, they lay eggs. Oh, the migration bird. Hmm. This is not a good one because it's too warm. That's expensive. The jungle. Again, kinda too expensive for what I can afford right now. Oh, the willet hunted successfully. That was unexpected. I will take that. Um, yeah, the star nest is nice, but again, two grubs. Where am I gonna get those grubs? And the jungle, you need to have cards to tug, and I don't have that many cards here. They play the osprey, so I can expect to get free fish here. Most likely, they will probably activate that. Yeah, I wasn't happy with my card draw, so um, that's why I lay eggs here, just to kind of delay the card draw. So the idea here is hoping my opponent will pick up cards from the face up, so it will reveal some other cards for me to consider. And they're most likely going to pick up cards because they just play the Osprey. I'm gonna guess they will pick up the Spoonbill because they're gonna get the fish that they need to play. Yep, they pick up the Spoonbill there. But good thing for me, it revealed the sparrow, which is exactly what I needed. A one food bird that I can play in the forest, and you lay egg by picking up food in the forest. That's a really good bird. That for early game, I really like the chipping sparrow, the chirping sparrow, chipping, chipping sparrow. So yes, here I can pick up the downy woodpecker, which also only costs one food, and then I can play both the woodpecker and the sparrow in one turn. I think that's a pretty good combo here. And it fill up the first two spots for the forest, so I don't have to worry about exchanging cards for food. Of course, I don't have enough food to play those two birds. Um, Successful hunt again. This Willa is really outperforming itself. That rarely happens. So there's only two more turns. So I have three eggs in the wetland. I think it's going to be hard for my opponent to compete for the first round goal. They only have the Osprey, which only have two spots. They need to play another bird and then lay eggs to catch up. Yeah, I think I'm most likely going to take first for the first round goal. Oh, they pick up, they draw birds again. And they're smart. This time they did not activate the Osprey. That that was smart. If they have given me that one additional fish, I would have been able to play both the woodpecker and sparrow. using just the fishes, so I don't have to spend that one turn to pick up a cherry. That would have been really good for me. So, yep, that was a pretty smart play by my opponent. That's the thing about competitive play, you have to know when to deny the brown power. Pick food again. I think overall it has been a pretty good start. Even though the starting hand was kind of bad, but I have 2 birds down. The willet hunted twice successfully, and I have birds that I can play in the forest. So things are looking good so far. So I can play those birds and spend that 1 egg because my opponent did not lay eggs in the wetland. Yep, and that's another thing. 4 points lead for round 1. That's pretty good. So yeah, overall round 1, 4 birds down, 4-point lead for the end of round. 2 successful hunt, 2 birds in the forest. Yep, things are going pretty well. Even though the starting hand was less than stellar. Condor is always a good one to pick up early game. Doesn't cost any food. And it does have the ground nest. That's good for round 3. And bonus card. Usually I value it at around 3 points. So the Condor is, I mean, it's not guaranteed, but I kind of value it as a 4 points bird with no food. And again, it fill up a spot in the first 2 columns. So yep, I'm picking up the Condor. And I picked the skimmer here because I'm thinking if my opponent activate wetland and osprey, that would give me 1 fish that I need to play the skimmer. So hoping that would happen. Okay, they laid eggs. They did not pick up any of the birds in the tray. That's interesting. I thought they would have picked up the heron because they have the osprey, which would give fish to play that bird. So the swallow usually is pretty good. get to tug and draw. So you shuffle card and gain points every time you tug. But my wetland is already kind of filled, so the reason why I picked up the turkey was I'm thinking I do have extra cards in my hand that I don't need to play. So I'm thinking I can play the condor in the forest. That allowed me to discard a card to get additional food. So that's 3 food in 1 round. And hopefully I gain enough food for me to play the wild turkey. Otherwise, typically, it's hard to play an expensive bird at the beginning. Especially if you have to gain food twice to get enough food to play a 3 food bird. That's usually not worth it. Because say if I take gain food twice and then play the turkey, that's 8 points. And you have to divide that by 3, so on average you're only making less than 3 points in a round. But if I gain food once and have enough food for the turkey, so that's 8 divided by 2, that's 4 points for each turn on average, so that's better. So play the condor. Okay. Rodentologist and breeding manager, probably going for the rodentologist. Even though I don't have any birds that eat rodent at the moment, but I also don't have birds that can hold 4 eggs so far. If I play wild turkey, that's only 1 bird, so 1 point. I only need to play 1 bird that eat rodent to score 2 points. 2 points, and that's already better than the breeding manager. And I really like the fact that I can gain egg from the forest as I'm picking up food. That means I don't have to worry about not having enough eggs to play the birds that I need to play. So right now the bird feeder doesn't have the food that I need to play the turkey. But good thing is I have the heron, so I can use that bird to trade my food for the one that I need. Okay. They gain food again. They play, pick up cards and gain food. My opponent is going kind of slow so far. See right here, I can get the cherry and the grain. I need another grain, but there's no grain in the bird feeder. So I can just get something and turn them into grain using the heron. Alright. You also want to always watch out for the end of round goal. So the second round goal is bird with cavity nest with at least one egg. So I just always make sure I put the egg in the most strategic spot, even though most likely I will have to spend it when I play birds. Or maybe not, there's only two more turns. Okay, so I'll have to, so they play another forest bird, another woodpecker that will give me eggs in the cavity. Alright. Yeah, that's not going to play that. Don't remember the last time I played this woodpecker. The raven! That's so interesting. Usually, it's kind of late to play the raven at the end of round 2, but I I just have the right food for the raven. I pick up the rodent, which is the one key food that I need to play the raven. So um, definitely considering whether to play the raven. I think I've kind of decided that I am going to play the raven. That's why I'm picking up extra card. Um, what's that? Eggs. Okay, the sparrow, this migratory sparrow, not going to be helpful. Yep, I don't really need to exchange any food. No, there you go, fail. That's what I would expect from that hunting power. I guess I already got 2 hunts. That's already way more than what I can ask for. Here, I think I have a plan here. The jungle suddenly become kind of relevant. So one of the limitation about the raven is you only gain 2 food by discarding 1 egg, which is already great, I understand, but that means in 1 turn you can gain 2 food, and it makes it really hard to play bird that need 3 food. That means you have to take the grassland action twice, use the raven twice to gain 4 food to play that 3 food bird. But the thing is, I have the jungle, which allowed me to tuck a card and get a grain. So the plan here is to play the Raven and then activate Raven to gain food to play the jungle. So the next time I can get a grain from the jungle and 2 food from the Raven. That would allow me to play the turkey. And when you tuck card under the jungle, you gain 1 point. So I think that sounds like a very good plan for now. And yes, my opponent will be giving free eggs that need to be laid in cavities. So I have to make sure my cavity spots are open for that free egg. I also just realized it was a gamble just now to spend the last egg in the cavity for that card. Because my opponent could have just used the grassland to lay egg in their cavity bird, then I would have gotten 0 for the second end of round goal. But since they given me that 1 egg, so I can at least score 2 points, I think, for second round goal. Yep, 2 points. Okay. I'm definitely eyeing the Road Runner because I have the Rodentologist. So that's 2 additional points for the Road Runner, and I now have an engine in the grassland to gain 3 food. And the Road Runner take a while, so I can use the grain and then 2 food from the Raven to play the Road Runner. And the Road Runner helped me to build the grassland engine for endgame. So it's kind of crazy, but I think my end game is kind of set here, even at the beginning of round 3. I'm going to play the Jungle, the Turkey, and the Road Runner. Okay, they play the Spoonbill, get 2 bonus cards. So they have 6 birds so far. I have 7. I don't remember if I really wanted to play that hummingbird, or I just drew it so that my opponent don't get it. The hummingbird is usually my favorite pick because it's 1 wild food, so it's very easy to play. You can live in any habitat and you get 4 points. And if you need food, you can activate the power to gain food, even though you are giving your opponent food as well. But usually, even without the plan to activate the hummingbird power, I still like to play it, especially in the early game, because 1 food for 4 points is pretty good. I think the highest point you can get from 1 food is probably 5 points from those wetland birds like the snipe and osprey. So looking at this round 3 end of round goal, I have 2 ground nests, and Jungle is a ground nest, so I would have 3. And the turkey too. So if everything goes well, I will have 4 birds with ground nests. So I'm pretty competitive for the 3rd round goal. So if you are counting the turns here, so I need to activate Raven. 1, activate Raven to get food for Jungle. And then 2nd, play Jungle. 3rd, activate Grassland to get food for Turkey. 4, play the Turkey. Activate again Grassland to gain food. That's 5. And then 6 to play the Road Runner. So that would bring me into that's 6 turns. So that's the 6th turn is the turn 1 of round 4, and then I'll have 4 more turns. Probably just going to be egg layings. And my grassland, I have 4 eggs at that point. With the road runner hunting, not the best hunting. Um, is hunting birds with less than 50 centimeter, but still that you might score a point or 2. They're playing the sparrow migration. I think they're kind of struggling playing a 2 points migration bird this late in the game. I think they're running out of options to play. That's why they play that bird. So yeah, my grassland engine. I have 4 eggs, potential points from hunting and tucking by the jungle. So talking about average 5 points for end game. Pretty solid. And I should have enough spots for all the eggs that I'm going to lay in the last 4 turns. Yeah, I think they play the sparrow also thinking they can compete with me for the round 3 bonus. So the lay eggs, they did not migrate. So here I should probably play the road runner first. No, I decided to play the turkey. So if I play the road runner first, the next time I activate, I have 1 more chance to hunt. But I was probably thinking I want to get first for the 3rd round bonus, so I decided to just play the turkey so I get 4 birds with ground nest. That should secure my first place for the 3rd round bonus. Yep, look at this. They play the sandpiper with the ground nest, so they also have 3 birds with ground nest. So yeah, I think that was a good decision to play the turkey instead of the road runner, because getting first in the end of round goal is 3 points ahead of your opponent. That's huge. At this point, I have a feeling I'm probably leading the game right now, just because of the number of birds that I've played, and I've scored the first round bonus and lately going to score the third round. And my plan is pretty much set for the rest of the game. I'm feeling pretty good at this point. Alright, they lay eggs and getting ready to draw food. Need a rodent and grub to play the roadrunner. Alright. Going with my plan, play the roadrunner, and then pretty much lay eggs for the rest of the game. So four eggs times 4, that's 16. Yeah, I definitely have enough spots for that. Yeah, I think at this point my opponent would really have to play some big birds to catch up. Maybe birds with bonus card. And also draw good bonus card. So I only have 3 spots in the bowl shape nest. And trying to look at my opponents. They also only have 3. But they're playing more birds, so if they can play another bird with the bowl-shaped nest, they will take the 4th round bonus. So right now it's tie. At least tie. Yeah, so in situation like this, any bowl-shaped bird that they can play is worth 3 more points because of the end of round goal. So one thing to point out about the woodpecker, even though you get to lay 2 eggs, providing you have 2 birds with the cavity nest type, if your opponent can also lay that 1 egg, it's really only a 1-point gain from that 1 activation. So you lay 2 eggs, and if your opponent get to lay that 1, so that's 1 point difference. So it's a 1-point gain. Ideally, if your opponent doesn't have the nest type to hold that egg, that would be great. Then you get 2 points net. And that could happen in early game when there's very little birds to play. wobbler. Yep, that's a bowl-shaped bird. So 7 points plus 3, like I say, from the end of round. So that's 10 minus 2 eggs, that's 8 points play. So 8 points, but you gotta remember my opponent gained food to play that bird. So that's 8 divided by 2, so averaging 4 points per turn. Which is pretty solid, but they will probably need more points than that to catch up at this point. And yes, technically when they gain food, they lay 2 eggs, but as I mentioned, that's only 1 point lead. So yeah, maybe 4.5 points average. Also, now I'm looking at this, I realize I just have enough birds with platform to score from the platform builder, so that was great. So really the Road Runner fulfilled both my bonus cards. That was a really good play for me. And my opponent has 4 foods left. That's quite an access. I wonder if they're going to play more birds or they can just lay eggs. So yeah, their grassland is 4 points. 3 eggs plus 1 from the sparrow. That's an interesting play. They must have played that to fulfill one of their bonus cards because it's the 3 points bird minus that 1 egg. That's only 2 points. So it gotta be some bonus that they're trying to score there. Otherwise, if they just lay eggs, that's 4 points straight. I guess they do have 1 extra food that can turn into eggs, so they can gain 5 eggs in the last round. Yep. Oh, they have 1 more round, so 4 more eggs. Yeah, I wonder which bonus card they were trying to score by playing that bird. I guess we'll find out. Alright, comparable birds. Same, almost same bonus. Same enough round goal. I think I do have more eggs and tug cards. Yeah, that was a game. It was a fun one. My starting hand was kind of bad, but I think by drawing some good cards later on during the game, it kind of make up for it. So I think the key here is, calculate the risk when you're picking up cards, whether from the deck or from the face up, and when to pick up cards. That's also important to watch out for. And really to stay flexible. At one point I was getting ready to play that turkey, but then the raven comes up, so I gotta play the raven, or it just makes sense to play the raven at that point. In any case, I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.